you don't know shit about boxing.
When you walk away from this game, you understand everybody has an opinion, you know, and it's a case of you don't have to have bad feeling or an agenda. If you
Eddie Hearn has exposed a shocking secret deal between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. Both men reportedly signed the fight purely for hype, with Jake Paul already trying to delay or dodge it. Hearn, Frank Warren, and Johnny Nelson are furious, calling out this last-minute gamesmanship and making it clear there's no room for excuses.
Even he's stubborn and you know, he doesn't understand what the business means to us. So, you know, again, this is not something that we do often, but we're not fucking around here.
Johnny Nelson can't believe what he's hearing about Jake Paul possibly cashing out. He's shocked that Paul would chase big purses from has-beens and ex-fighters while the value is slowly dropping. Nelson is clearly frustrated and incredulous at Paul's choices, questioning how anyone could take these fights seriously while Anthony Joshua stays focused and ready.
but I'm struggling. I'm thinking, this boy can't be so stupid. But then you hear a whisper. You hear a whisper that Jake Paul himself might be cashing out. Because the big purses that he's pulling, you know, fighting these has-beens or ex-fighters, you know, they're dropping slowly but surely.
Frank Warren is examining the situation closely, unsure if Jake Paul will even be fit to box. The uncertainty hangs over the deal with Anthony Joshua, and everyone is watching to see if Paul can actually follow through. It's clear the fight is in jeopardy, and the tension around both men's commitment is growing as the stakes rise.
And we're determining whether he's going to be fit to box. If he's not well enough, then obviously he won't fight, but we don't know what the outcome is yet.
Johnny Nelson is puzzled by Jake Paul's hesitation, but one thing is clear, the fight with Anthony Joshua is going ahead. He questions why Paul would even consider backing out unless he is cashing out, yet the bout is set for 8 rounds and both fighters will meet in the ring. Nelson and Don Charles are both watching closely, knowing that despite all the gamesmanship, the fight will happen and fans can expect fireworks.
This, and it is legit, as they say it is. He's 10-ounce gloves, over 8 rounds. It baffles me why Jake Paul would do it unless he's cashing out. I said it last week, I'll say it next week. I just think, is this gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? I just don't know, I'm struggling. Don Charles, if he's in the mix, Don. I might give him a call actually, see if he'll tell.
Eddie Hearn explains that fights can fall through at any moment, but in this case, the bout between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul will happen. He acknowledges that last-minute changes are normal, yet everything points to both fighters stepping into the ring. The reality is, the hype is real, the deal is set, and no last-minute excuses will stop this fight from going ahead.
And like the reality is that fights fall through all the time, right? Fights can fall through on the day before a fight, on the week of a fight. Fights fall through because the main event falls out. I think since we've been promoting boxing, I reckon.
Don Charles is astonished that Jake Paul is actually facing Anthony Joshua, yet he accepts that the fight is real. Everyone is talking about the shock factor, but he acknowledges that it will happen and the best man will win. The heavyweight clash is set, and the boxing world is buzzing with excitement, knowing these two men will finally meet in the ring.
I'm surprised at that because you just wouldn't put Jake Paul in the same ring as Anthony Joshua, you know, surely. But if it's for real, then it's for real. May the best man win. And I know, come on, you know, I mean.
Eddie Hearn is focused on Anthony Joshua stepping into position for a world championship clash. He talks about unifying and making this fight happen, and the clarity is that the bout with Jake Paul is fully on. There is no doubt in anyone's mind that both men will compete, and the stakes are high as Joshua looks to assert his dominance while Paul tries to make his mark.
Fight for the championship of the world. And how do we do that and get him to unify? And
Johnny Nelson acknowledges that questions are swirling around the deal with Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, but stresses that despite the speculation, the fight will happen. He points out that inquiries may follow, yet the bout is confirmed and fans can expect both men to step into the ring. The intrigue only adds to the anticipation without jeopardizing the scheduled fight.
Unfortunately, there is going to be, there needs to be an inquiry straight after this, why, what. But that's what I'm hearing. The news is as fresh to me as it is you. I'm quite sure when this goes out, it'll be all over the place.
Eddie Hearn reacts to the idea of Jake Paul pulling out, but emphasizes it would be ludicrous. Everyone involved knows the money and preparation behind Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul ensures the fight will go ahead. The bout is fully backed by promoters and platforms, and nothing short of an extraordinary event would prevent these two from facing off in the ring.
To pull out with all the money that's been spent and for squeaky bum time is not the way forward. And I think Jake Paul's game.
Conor Benn's praise for Anthony Joshua highlights exactly why this fight with Jake Paul is unavoidable and significant. Joshua is a hero of British boxing who has done it all and commands respect in the sport. He is disciplined, hardworking, and a massive puncher, and Ben acknowledges that you have to take your hat off to him. Fans can see the contrast clearly as Jake Paul chases hype while Joshua carries the legacy, skill, and true power. This fight is not just a spectacle, it is a test of legitimacy and one man's dominance versus another's opportunism.
He's a grafter, he works hard, he ain't got to do it. He's taking on a hero of British boxing. He's the guy who's done it all, a massive puncher. You got to take your hat off to him, man.
Anthony Joshua's words underline his focus and professionalism as he prepares to face Jake Paul. He expects nothing from others and is entirely focused on handling his own corner and executing his job in the ring. This contrasts sharply with Jake Paul, who is caught up in hype and excuses. Joshua's discipline and mindset show why he is a true champion and why the fight will go ahead as planned. Every word reflects a fighter who is ready, committed, and mentally stronger, making it clear that he will dominate while Paul scrambles to find footing in a real heavyweight challenge.
Just don't expect anything from anyone. People are entitled to talk about sparring. People are entitled to not talk about sparring. I just want to make sure that I handle my own corner. And how I'm gonna handle my own corner is do what I do, go out to fight every night. That the dates are put in front of me and just do my...
Joe Rogan breaks down the massive physical advantage Anthony Joshua holds over Jake Paul. With a 6-inch height difference and a significant weight advantage, Joshua knows exactly how to use every inch of his size. His jab will dominate and his right hand carries knockout power, emphasizing that Jake Paul will struggle to cope. Rogan's analysis shows why the fight is inevitable and why Joshua enters as the heavy favorite. The contrast between Paul's lighter frame and Joshua's imposing presence highlights a mismatch in size, skill, and experience while confirming that the bout will be a test Paul is unprepared for.
Paul's 6'1" versus 6'6" Anthony Joshua. Jake weighed in for the Tyson fight at 199. Joshua against Ngannou was 252.
6'6", just not just 6'6", but 6'6", and knows how to use every fucking inch of it. Knows how to keep that stick in your face. He was keep that jab in his face, and that right hand, if it hits you, you're fucked.
Usyk highlights that Anthony Joshua is training at an exceptional level, putting in special work with top-level preparation. Even with a short 2-week camp together, Joshua is focused and disciplined, refining skills that make him a complete fighter. Jake Paul, by comparison, cannot match this intensity or preparation. Usyk's acknowledgement of Joshua's work ethic underscores why this fight will happen and why Joshua is mentally and physically prepared to dominate. The commentary shows that while Paul may rely on hype and publicity, Joshua is preparing with precision and expertise, making this heavyweight clash a serious test of skill.
It's a good idea, but Anthony don't have time, you know. Might have now. It's possible because I will with Anthony with camp 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're training together. Anthony makes special work. I too special, but we work together.
Duke McKenzie believes Anthony Joshua is on the verge of showing a whole new level in the ring. Just a few added moves and a fully sharpened jab could transform him into a completely different fighter. This fight with Jake Paul will reveal just how dominant Joshua can be when fully prepared. Paul's lack of experience and hype-driven approach stands in stark contrast to Joshua's readiness, and McKenzie's insight confirms that fans will witness a heavyweight performer at his peak. This commentary underscores that the fight is inevitable and Joshua will be on a completely different level.
AJ's only got to add a few new moves to his game and get his jab working, then we're looking at a completely different fighter, because we haven't seen that from AJ for quite some time.
Eddie Hearn explains that Anthony Joshua could have easily avoided this fight with Jake Paul but chose to confront it head-on. Joshua didn't bury his head in the sand or take a holiday. He committed to training hard, improving every aspect of his game, and getting in position to win. Eddie Hearn's observations show Joshua's discipline and dedication, which contrasts sharply with Jake Paul's hype-driven approach. Fans can see Joshua's focus and readiness, making it clear that the fight will happen and Joshua will enter as the prepared, dominant champion, while Paul will struggle to match his commitment and skill.
And that is what he's ready to do. He could have buried his head in the sand. He could have just gone away and gone on holiday. He didn't. He wants to start training. He wants to improve. He wants to get in a position to win this fight.
John Fury doesn't mince words when talking about Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. He highlights the overwhelming gap in ability, experience, and power between Joshua and Paul. Fury makes it clear that Joshua's dominance is so certain that any other result would be absurd. While Jake Paul relies on hype and flashy promotions, Anthony Joshua has proven skill, heavyweight experience, and knockout power. This fight is happening, but John Fury's blunt statement underscores that Joshua will control the ring completely and Paul will struggle to even survive exchanges. Every fan and pundit can see the mismatch, yet the spectacle is set, and Joshua's supremacy is expected from the first bell.
Does that work? They can't, can it? Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. So if it goes any other way, you know.
Dave Allen points out the stark physical difference between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, noting that Paul is essentially a cruiserweight and far smaller than Anthony Joshua. This size gap will play a massive role when both fighters meet in the ring. Joshua's reach, strength, and heavyweight experience give him a decisive advantage over Paul, who relies on hype and smaller opponents. The fight is confirmed to happen, but Allen's observation makes it clear that Anthony Joshua's superior physical attributes, skill, and preparation will dominate the matchup. Fans can expect Joshua to control every round while Jake Paul struggles to match the heavyweight champion's power and technique.
I'm not sure really, Jake Paul's a cruiserweight, isn't he? Not even that. He won't be anywhere near as big as partner of mine, Anthony Joshua.
The fight between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul is officially happening, and the stakes could not be higher. Anthony Joshua has prepared meticulously, sharpening his jab, adding new moves, and training with world-class fighters to ensure he is at peak performance. Every expert from Eddie Hearn to John Fury and Dave Allen agrees Joshua is on another level, disciplined, powerful, and ready to dominate. Jake Paul may bring hype, big purses, and social media energy, but when he steps into the ring with a true heavyweight champion, the gap in skill, experience, and physicality will be brutally clear. Fans are about to witness a heavyweight clash that will separate hype from reality, and Anthony Joshua is fully in control. Are you backing Anthony Joshua to show the world why he is a true champion, or do you think Jake Paul can pull off a shocking upset? Drop your thoughts below and join the debate because this fight is going to be unforgettable.